Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kobe and this is SkyTech Digital. In today's video, we are going to recreate a Figma website project into a live website. So what we're going to do specifically is to turn a Figma project into a WordPress website, a live WordPress website. In our previous video, we created a one-page interactive portfolio website using Figma. So we did exactly this one over here, whereby we can be able to interact with the website, exactly like what you see on the screen. We will turn this Figma one-page interactive portfolio website into a live WordPress website. If you haven't watched this video, please go ahead and watch the video. I'll leave the link in the description so that you'll be able to watch it. If you haven't also subscribed to this channel, please don't forget to do so. Click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified anytime there is a new video. Let's jump into the video. Now, to start with the website, make sure that you have a domain name and a hosting. You also make sure that you have installed WordPress and then you follow along with the video. There are links in the video description to help you to get cheap domain and hosting. So definitely you need to get a domain name, a hosting, and then also install WordPress so that you can be able to follow along with this tutorial. Now, as you can see over here, I have already installed WordPress. So if you haven't done so, click on the link in the video description. It will show you how you can be able to get started with WordPress, install WordPress, and then be able to follow along with this tutorial. So now what we're going to do is, first, after installing WordPress, this is the admin side of the WordPress. So as you can see over here, we don't have anything going on. So we can just go ahead and then click here to check the main website to see how the website really looks like. So this is a completely new WordPress installation, nothing going on over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this one and then make it into the website that we created in Figma. So as you can see over here, this is what we are going to create. So we're going to create this one-page website in WordPress. So we are just going to recreate this one. After doing your design over here, we will create this one using WordPress. So let's go ahead and start doing that. So now we're going to the admin dashboard over here. We're going to do some few settings and then start doing our design. So first of all, we have to dismiss the welcome notice, click on screen options, and then also remove these things from the dashboard. Now I'll always like to keep my dashboard clean, so that is why I'm doing this, so that nothing will distract me. Now keep in mind that anytime you install a plugin, its settings or other things will come on the dashboard. So if you want to remove it, it's either you close it or you click on screen option and then you click on whatever you want to remove it, and that is it. Now let's go straight away into settings. So hover on settings over here and then click on general settings. Now as you can see, with this website, we need to change the site title and then also give it a tagline. So the site title is going to be SkyTech Digital, and then the tagline will be web design and digital marketing. Now if it is a membership website, what you need to do is to click over here. Now of course this is just a one-page portfolio website, so we're not going to let anyone register on our website. Now we're going to go over here and then change our time zone. So wherever you are, you can change the time zone. Now my time zone is supposed to be in Accra, Ghana. So I'm going to look for Accra, Ghana, and then make sure that I search for it under Africa. So I'm going to click on it, and then if I want to change the date format, I'm going to do so. But I'm not going to do all those things. Everything is all right for me. So what I'll do is I'll go straight away and then click on save changes. Now that I have done my general settings, my next one is to go to permalinks over here. Click on permalinks and then change from day and name to post name. I always want my permalinks to be very simple for SEO purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and click save changes. Very good. So we are done with the settings for our website. Now the next thing for us to do is to install a theme that we're going to use for the website. So to install a theme, we're going to hover on appearance over here and click on themes. Now for those of you who don't know what a theme is, it's like the building structure of your website. Now anytime you are creating a website, a WordPress website, you choose a good theme so that you can be able to play around it or customize it to however you want it. So to do that, we hover on appearance, click on themes, and then we're going to click on add new. Now as you can see, these are the two main themes that we have. Now let's go back to appearance themes over here. I'm going to show you the two main themes. So as you can see, I have the 2023, which is the active theme, which is running on this one over here, and then the 2022, which is what, not active. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on add new and then install a new theme to be able to help me create the website that I want. So to install a new theme, I can search for the name of the theme that I want, or I can go through this ones over here to install the theme. Now of course I want the cadence theme. That is what I'm going to use to create my website. So I'm going to click on over here, the search box over here, and then search for cadence theme. So I type in cadence over here, and as you can see, this is what appears for me, and that is exactly what I want. So all what I need to do is to click on install to install the theme. Now our theme is installed. We need to activate it. So click on activate to make sure that the theme is activated. We have activated our theme. It will tell us to install starter template, or choose install the cadence starter template. Now because we are not going to use any starter template, all what we're going to do is to dismiss the notice over here. Now that we have this theme installed, to make sure that we don't have so many themes on the website to slow down our website, what I mostly do is I delete the other themes which is there. So I'm going to click on theme details, and I click on delete over here to delete the other themes which I don't need. So now I have my cadence theme over here installed. Now the next thing that I want to also do is to install some plugins to be able to help me create the kind of website that I need to create. Now as you can see, all what we're going to do is not to write any code, but to use WordPress and a page builder to be able to create whatever that we need. So to be able to create this kind of website over here, we need a page builder, and a page builder that we're going to use is called Elementor. So it is a plugin that will help us to give more functionality to the theme that we have installed. So to do that, what we're going to do is to click on or hover on plugins over here, go to add new, click on it, and then you'll be redirected to the themes directory, where you can be able to search all kinds of themes that you want for free. So Elementor Page Builder is a free page builder or website builder which help us to be able to create any kind of website that we want. So we are going to search for Elementor over here. Just type the name Elementor in the keyword section over here, and then you see Elementor website builder pop up for you right here. Now just click on install now, and then click on activate to activate the plugin. Alright guys, so at the moment you activate the plugin, Elementor will take you through some onboarding process. Now I don't want to go through all this onboarding process because it's not really needed for me. So all what I'm going to do is to just cancel it. And then as you can see, because we've installed a new plugin, our dashboard is filled with what Elementor details over here. Now if you don't want it, you can still go to screen options over here and then untick the Elementor overview over here, and your dashboard will still be clean for you. So guys, now that we have installed these two things, that is the theme and the plugin, we are quite good to go. But before we do that, now if you look at this website that we created with Figma over here, you realize that we have this thing over here, which is a form. Now to be able to create a form, we need another plugin, and the plugin that we're going to install is a contact form builder, which will be able to help us build the form that we really want. So to do that, we can go back over here, hover on plugins, and then click on add new. Now we will install a new plugin, which is just typing contact, and then choose any contact form that will help you to be able to build your contact. But what I'm going to use is called the Forminator, which is also a contact or a form builder. Now a lot of people can also go ahead and use this WP Forms or the contact form 7, but I have done reviews on contact form 7, how to use contact form 7 to build your form. But for now, I am also going to use the Forminator over here to be able to help me build the form that I want. So I'm going to go straight ahead and click on install now. Now the contact form is installed. I'm going to go ahead and then click on activate. Okay, so now I have two things installed. I have Elementor installed and I have Forminator also installed. Now we can go ahead and start designing our website. To start designing our website, we need to create pages. You know, websites are made up of pages. And as you know, the website that we're going to create is just a one-page website. So if you look at it over here, this is just a one-page interactive website that we are going to we're going to create. So let's go and then hover on pages over here. Click on all pages. Now as you can see, we have two pages created for us already. One is draft, which is the privacy policy which every website should have, and then a sample page. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trash the sample page. I'll go into trash again and delete it. I'll delete it completely or permanently, and then I'll only have one page created, which is in a draft form. So now I need to create a page which will be my one-page website. Now to do that, I'm going to click on add new over here, and then I'm going to name that page home, because that is going to be the home page and the only page for that website. Now I'm not going to do all the designs over here, but I just create the page and then I'll publish that page, because we're going to use Elementor to design the page. So I'm going to publish the page, and then I will come back over here to settings, hover on settings over here, go to reading, click on reading, and then I want to change my reading settings. That is, the home page should display a static page, which is going to be the new page that I created. So instead of the home page displaying the latest blog, I'm going to change it to a static page over here. And then now what this thing, before we even go on, I want to explain something to you. What this thing does is, now remember that we created a page which is home. Okay, so let me go and then view that page for you to see. Even though we've created that page as a home page, it is not a home page. So if you click over here and to view the page, you're gonna see that the URL still have what? /home over here. Now we don't want it to be like that. We want it to be just the website domain name or the website name. Okay, no slash anything. So to be able to remove this one from here, we need to set this home page as a static page for us, because if we click over here, it's going to take us to a different page, which is what this latest blog page over here. But we want this one to be what we want, so that whenever we click on even the logo or the website name, it will still take us to this same place, which is the home page. So to be able to do that, or to be able to make that thing happen, we need to go back to reading settings over here, and then instead of homepage displays the latest post, we change it to homepage display a static page, and then we select the static page for the home page, which is what? This home over here. And then after that, for the post page, we are not creating any post, so we're going to leave it as it is. And after that, we click on what? Save changes. So now if you come over here, and now guys, take a look over here. This is /home, but at the moment we refresh it, you're going to see that the /home should be off, and then it's going to have just the website URL. So as you can see, it is not /home again, but it is what? The whole website URL. So when somebody uses our website URL, search online, or enter it in the address bar of the browser, it's going to display our home page. Now if I click on even the logo or the website name over here, it's still going to what? Come back with this same website home page over here. And that is exactly what we wanted to do. So now that we have we have set up our home page, now we can go back to pages again and then edit the home page. So as you can see, this page is set as what? Our front page over here. So now we can go ahead and click on edit. Now guys, because we want to use Elementor to be able to create our page, what we will do is to click on edit with Elementor. Okay, click on edit with Elementor. So we're going to click on edit with Elementor. Okay guys, so this is how Elementor looks like. For those of you who don't know what Elementor is, it is just a drag and drop page builder. So whatever you want to write over here, you just pick a widget over here, drag it to this place, and then it will it will do it for you. So as you follow along, you'll be able to if you are new with Elementor, you'll be able to capture whatever we are going to do over here. And that is exactly what we are going to do. So this is the page where we are going to design. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to design it exactly as this one over here. Now first of all, we're not going to touch the header, the two headers. We're going to focus on the sessions over just below the headers. So we're going to focus on the hero session, the about session, the services session, the portfolio session, and then the contact session. And then later on, we'll tackle the header and then the footer. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So now let's look at the hero session over here. So as you can see, this is the hero session, and then the hero session have a background image, and then also this session over here where it is written web design and digital marketing, and then some short note over here, and then a button which says learn more. So let's try and recreate this one, or let's recreate this one first, and then we move on to the session by session. So we're going to go ahead, go to our page over here. Now we're going to create a 2-column session. So first of all, we click over here and create this 2-column session over here. Now we're going to click on this 6 dot over here. Okay, as you can see, click on it, and then the edit session will open for you, because you want to edit the session of the 2-column session over here. Now we will change this from the height. We'll change it from the default to the minimum height. So as you can see, we have minimum height over here, and then with the minimum height, I'm going to make it 600. So as you can see, a very big height over here, a very big session over here. Now let's go to style the session. So over here, we're going to give a background, a classic background, and we're going to select an image for that background. So we don't have any images in our library. So we will click on select files over here, and then we are going to choose the images that we are going to use to build our website. So make sure that you locate your images and then select all the images. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the images and then click on open, because I want all the images to be here so that I wouldn't be going back and forth. So I'm uploading all the images to the website, and then I'll be using them as I design or as I go forward. Okay guys, so now we have uploaded our images. Now we are good to go to select the image that we want to make it as a background. So guys, if you look at this, the image that we want is this particular one over here, and that is what we're going to use for the background of our hero session. So let's go over there and then select the image, click on insert media to insert the image. Now as you can see guys, this is how the image really looks over here. Now we're gonna look at the image size, which is full over here. Now the position, we're gonna make it center. The alignment or the attachment, we're gonna say default, and then the repeat, we will say no repeat, and then the display size, we're gonna say cover, so that we will have something like this exactly over here. Now that we have our image set up, now we are good to go to apply some to bring in some text and other heading text and body text and all other things that we need to bring. So now we need to bring in this particular text over here, this text, and then the button over here. So to do that, we will go straight ahead and then do that. So we're gonna click on this 9 dots over here. So click on it, drag in the heading text over here, okay, and then type in web design and technology, web design and digital marketing, sorry. So now guys, as you can see, we have web design and digital marketing specifically over here. Now let's look at the text. Let's look at the text over here, and then you're gonna see that the text is 75, and then it is the the font family is Inter. So that's exactly what we're gonna do over here. So we are going to go to style over here, and then we're going to change this one to white specifically, and then the typography will search for Inter, which is the font family that we are using. So we're going to use this one over here, and then we're going to make it 75. So guys, as you can see, this is 75. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this one a little bit so that all of it will be in one position, just like the other one we designed over here. So now that we have it done like this. Now if we view it, this is how it's gonna be like. Okay, you don't see any background, anything. Now hold on, we're gonna do all those things, so do not worry about it. Now we have our text heading set up already, but as you can see over here, this heading, this one have what, a different color, and this one also have a different color. Okay, now there are two ways you can do it. You can either decide to go ahead and then do it one after the other. Okay, that is you do one like this one, delete this one from here, make it like this, copy or duplicate this one. Okay, and then just do this one over here, and then just reduce the how do you call it, the margin between them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, or the margin or the padding between them, just reduce the margin or the padding between them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this one over here, go to advanced, click on margin over here. I'm going to reduce the bottom to negative, let's say 40. So as you can see, it fits well. Now I can go ahead and then do whatever I want to do with this text. That means I can style this text alone. Okay, so I can go ahead and then add the color, the orange color that we used. So I'm going to pick this orange color code over here, come over here, and then paste this one over here. So as you can see, and then also go to the typography, and then with the style, I want to make it with italics. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this, which is similar to what we created. Now before I even go on, I want to click on this icon over here, the edit column section over here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to style over here, and then I'm going to add a border, or let me just add a background to it. So I'm going to go ahead and then add a background, which I'm going to make it the color, which is black. Okay, so guys, I have a black color over here. Now what do? I want to reduce the opacity of it, making it something like this. Okay, so that it's going to be exactly as how this one really looks. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here and then go to advanced, and then I want to create a padding around it. So I'm going to make a padding of, let's say, 20 around it. Okay, even 20 is just too small, so I'm going to make, let's say, 40 around it. Okay, now because let me just reduce it to 40, sorry. Okay, so now because we made a padding around it, you see that this one it's not in the same line. Okay, so to make it the same line, now we're going to drag this one a little bit. Okay, so that this one will be in the same line. Now that we have the padding around it, let's go to style again, and then let's go to border, and then we're going to give a border radius of 50. Okay, so guys, as you can see, there is this corner radius over here. Okay, and that is exactly what we want to do. Now we can go ahead and then add text underneath this one. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one over here, and then drag in a text editor over here. Now remember that I told you that this one, to change the color, you can do it two ways. Now the second way for you to do it is just, let's say, let's use this one as the web design and digital marketing. Okay guys, so when text editor, you can be able to edit it, bolden it, even change colors and whole lot of things by adding some other codes to it, to make sure that all these things work. Okay, so for instance, I can decide to what, just highlight this one and then make it italics, and then bolding it. Okay, so if I go to style over here and I change this one to be, let's say, white, you see that this one is what is different. Okay, so now if I go to typography and I change this one to, let's say, 75, you realize that this one and this one are not really the same style. Okay, it is what is it's kind of like a different style. Okay, and that is how you can be able to what make it. But because you want this one to be a heading, now it is best for you to separate it so that you can be able to style the the headings easily. Okay, and that is why I did it that way. So you can also do it this way if you know what you are doing. So I'm going to delete this one and then still drag in the text editor over here. Okay, and then I'm going to just copy this one and then just duplicate it again, so it's going to be something like this. Okay, and then I'm going to go to style. I'm going to click on style over here and then style the text. Okay, so let's go ahead and then style the text. So to style the text, you can change the typography to the Inter that we are using. So we're gonna change it to Inter. Okay, and then we will change this one to white, or somehow white, any color that suits the background. You can do that. And then I think the text is a little bit too much, so I can even remove some of them. So let's say I want to remove this one. Yeah, this one is quite okay. And then you see there is this gap. Okay, this big gap over here. So I'll click on this heading text over here, go to advanced over here, unlink the padding, and then give it a negative margin of 40, negative margin of 40, so that the gap will reduce. Okay, so as you can see, we have this one over here. Now the next one that we want to do is to bring in a button over here. Okay, so we're gonna go to this 9 dots over here, click on it to open the element panel for you, and then this, you can see a button over here. Now of course there are a lot of widgets over here. Okay, some are pro, some are free, so you can choose whichever way you want, but I'm going to use the ones that I am using in designing the website. I'm going to drag in this button over here. So as you can see, I have this button over here. Now what is on the button? The button says learn more. Okay, so we're going to use this particular text, okay, which is Inter 32 bold. Okay, so, and this one also we use Inter regular 22. Okay, so let's go over here and then even edit this one over here. Go to style and then change this one to normal font is the regular font. It's okay. Okay, and then this one will be 22. 22 is too bold, so I'm going to make it 18. Okay, so that it will fit in well, but I'm going to reduce this one from the normal to the light. Okay, which is it's quite okay. Now I'm going to go to the button over here, and then over here I'll say learn more. Okay, so the learn more, I'm going to come to style over here, change some of the things or some of the style settings of the button. So the button will be exactly this color. Okay, so FE7E07. so I'll copy it and then I'll come back over here and then paste in the color code over here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this color and then make it color P. That is the primary color. So I'm going to save it over there. So now as you can see, I have my learn more over here. Now I'm going to go to typography and then also change some of the few things. So I'm going to go over here and then make it with Inter. So I'll search for Inter, click on it, and then make it to a 32. So as you can see, it is too big. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it like 22, which is quite okay. And then with the button corner radius too, I'm going to go over here and change it to, let's say, 50. Okay, so we're going to have something like this. So as you can see, it is what similar to this one over here, and that is exactly what we wanted. So we have this one done. We are good to go. So now I think this one is too big. I want to reduce the size a little bit, so I'll click on this one. So instead of the 75, I'm going to reduce it to, let's say, 65 or even 55. Okay, so I'm going to go to this side, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on here, style over here, and reduce the size of the text. So I'll go to typography, and instead of 75, I'm going to make it 65. Yes, very good. So the same way applies to this one also. Instead of 75, I'm going to make it 65. Okay, so I think that is what perfectly well. And then I'm going to shrink it a little bit. Yes, so now it's gonna be something like this, which is similar to the one that we created in the Figma, using the Figma software. So now we have our hero session created, and we are good to go. Now the next one that we have to do is the about us session. So we have this one 2-column session over here that we have to create. So we're going to create the 2-column session. So how do we do it? So we click on the add session or add new session over here. We pick on this 2-column session. Okay, just pick on the 2-column session over here, and then the same way we did for the top one, we're also going to go over here, and then with the minimum height also, we're going to change it to 600. Okay, so just that we want all the session to have the same minimum height. Maybe some sessions might differ, but these 2 sessions are quite okay. So I'm going to click over here and add an image to it. So I'm going to drag over here and then bring in an image. So what I'm going to do is click over here to add the image that I want to add. So what image do I want? This particular image. Insert the media, and then I'm going to go to style over here, and then with the width and everything is okay for me, but with the border radius I'm going to give it 50 over here, the corner radius, which is 50. Now come to this particular side where I'll add my text and my heading text over there. So I'm going to drag in this particular thing over here. Now as you can see, we have about, and we have we have Kitech Digital, and then we have this rectangle line over here, and then we have the text over here, and that is exactly what we are going to do. So this one I'm just going to say about. Now I'm going to go and then just edit it. So I'm going to go to style over here. With this one I'm going to give it our color. So I'm going to go to the color P over here, give it this color, and then this one I'm going to reduce it to, I'm going to change the font family to Inter, reduce this one to 18. Okay, which is okay. Now I have this one done. I'm gonna, and then also I need to go to typography, the style I'm going to make it italic. Okay, so I have this one done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this one. Okay, and then instead of about, I'm going to write Kitech Digital. Okay, so I'll style it. So I'm going to go to style over here, change this one to black, change the color to black, and then the typography we will change it to enter, but we have to increase the size a little bit. So let's say 35, and then we're going to go to this one and make it default. Okay, so with this one I'm going to make it extra bold, which is, let's say, 800 extra bold, and then increase this one to 45. Okay, which is quite okay. Now I want the the space between here to reduce, so I'm going to click on the about over here, go to advanced, and then reduce the margin, the bottom margin, to 40. Okay, so 40 is okay. And then I want to also reduce the space over here, so I'm going to go to advanced, and then unlink the margin, and then reduce this one to, let's say, 20. Okay, so 20 is quite okay. Now I'm going to click on this 9 dots over here, and then you see we have divide and space. I'm going to bring divide over here, so I'm going to bring a divider underneath this one. Okay, so as you can see, we have a divider over here. Now I'm going to reduce it to, let's say, 50% will be quite okay. Okay, so 50% is quite okay. And then I'll go to style over here, and then the weight of the divide, you can increase it to any I'm going to make it like let's say 4. 4 is quite okay, so that it will be visible. Now I'm going to change the color of the divide to our color P over here. So as you can see, it is correct. Now I'm going to reduce the gap. Okay, so I'm going to just reduce the gap, and then go to advanced, unlink the margin, and then increase or decrease the top 1 to -20, or let's say -10, so which is quite okay. So as you can see, everything works fine. Now I'm going to click on this one over here, the 9 dots over here, and then drag in a text widget underneath this particular one. So let me just drag in the text widget again. So now it comes over here, but what I want to do is I want it to come underneath this one. So I'm going to take the navigator over here, click on it, so that it will open the navigating panel for me. And then as you can see, I want the divider to come before the text. Okay, so now it works perfectly fine. So I'm going to close it, and then click on this one, and then just duplicate the text to as many as you want. Okay, just to have a lot of text over there. So now this is just a dummy text. Okay, so you can write your own text about it. So now as you can see, we have this one also set up. Now the space between these two things, I don't really like it, so I want it to have a space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this edit section over here, and then go to column gap. Okay, so over here, as you can see, columns gap. Now I'm going to make it wider. Okay, so that there will be more space over here. So guys, as you can see, now we have this column also done successfully. Now of course you can go ahead and then style the text over here, make it anything that you want. So with this one, I'm gonna just make it a little bit black, and then click on the typography, change the roboto to enter, because enter is what we are using, and then make it like 18, which is quite okay. And then after that, I'm going to click on this column, edit column section over here, and then the column position, make sure that it is middle, and then vertical align, also align it in the middle. Okay, so that everything will be positioned in the middle. It wouldn't overlap or anything. So now that we have this one also set up, we are good to go. Okay, so we have to go to our next session, which is our services. So now we have to pick this color code over here, because that one will be used for our next session. So I'm going to go over here and then click over here. Now our next session is divided into 3, but first of all we need to have a main session, and then we also have what, an inner columns in it. Okay, so that is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to go over here and then just have a main session over here like this. Now with this main session, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the height and also make it a minimum height of, let's say, 600, just like we did. Now over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a heading, okay, over here. So how do I add a heading over here? Now I can decide to just copy this once, okay, or duplicate this once. So I'm going to go over here, copy this one, come over here, and then paste it over here. So paste this one. So instead of about, I'll say hour, and then I'll put it in the center. I'm going to go over here. So I'm also going to duplicate this one, or copy this one, sorry, not duplicate, copy, come over here, right click over here, and then paste. So we'll come over here, and then instead of Kitec Digital, we'll say what, services, and then we're going to put it in the middle. So as you can see, our services is in the middle. Now it's left with what, this particular one, that is this divider. So I'm going to also right click on it, copy it, come over here, and then right click on this one, and then paste. So as you can see, we have this one over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reduce it to some certain point, okay, and then I am going to position it in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to align it in the middle. So let's say 15 is quite okay. So our services is quite good. Now this one, I'm going to click over here to edit the session, go to style, okay, and then the background, the color, we're going to use the color that we've been using. So I'm going to go over here and then pick this color code. So copy the color, come over here and paste in over here. So as you can see, this is the color code for this one. Okay, so now that we have this one set up, now what again do we need to do? We need to click on this 9 dot and then bring this inner session over here. So we're going to bring the inner session underneath everything. Okay, so let's position it over here first. Now let's go to let's click on the navigator to make sure that our inner session is positioned the way we want it. Now bring the divider on top of the inner session. Okay, just bring it on top of, so that the inner session will be underneath the divider, and that is exactly what we want. So now let's divide this one into 3. Okay, so duplicate it so that it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Let me see, is it 3 or 4? Yeah, 3. Okay, so we have 3 services over here. So what are we going to do? So we're going to make sure that we place our services in it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we click over here. Okay, click on the plus in one of the inner sessions, drag in your image, your image title or whatever, your image over here, the image widget over here, and then click in the image to choose an image. Okay, so the first one is the web design over here. So the first one is web design. We choose it. As you can see, choose this one. Come to style over here. Style it anyhow you want it. If you want to reduce the width and all those things, style it. So with the border radius, I'm going to make it 50, so that it's going to be something like this. Okay, now I'm going to bring a heading widget underneath. So I'm just going to copy this one. I'm going to copy this one, right click on it, and then paste over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this one to web design. So it's going to be web design. Okay, And then what do I do? So I will go to style, and then what, reduce the size of it. Go to typography, reduce the size of what, of the text. So instead of 45, I'm going to make it 35 and see how it looks like. So 35 is even too big. Also 25. Yeah, so 25 is what is quite okay. So I'm going to make it 25. Now our next one is what, also bring in some text over here. So I'm going to just copy this text over here. I'm going to copy this one. Now of course I'm not going to add all the text, but then I'll just reduce it. So I'm going to paste it over here, and then just delete some from it. So let's say I'm going to delete this one. Okay, so even this one is a little bit too much, so I'm also still going to delete this particular one from it, so that it will be a little bit shorter for my what I'm creating. So now that I have this one over here, now what do I do? The next thing to do is to just position this one very well. So when would go to style over here, and then position it in the middle over here. Okay, so now I have my content set up. Okay, I have my content set up. Now I can go to this one and even delete this one from it, so that will be a little bit short for me. So I have this one set up just like over here. Okay, looking just like over here. Now I can go ahead and even duplicate this one, duplicate it like 3 times. Okay, and then delete the empty ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and then right click over here, delete this one, right click over here and delete this one. So I'm gonna have something like this. So now I can go ahead and click over here, click on this one, choose the image, and then what is the next image? Okay, the social media or digital marketing and SEO. So next one is what, our digital marketing, this one over here. So I'm gonna go over here and say what, and say digital marketing. Okay, and then over here it is what, SEO. So I'll click over here and then change it to what, the SEO image. So this one is what, SEO. So over here I'm gonna just type in what, SEO. Okay, so that is what, search engine optimization. So guys, as you can see, we have these 3 things what set up over here for us to work around. So now if we think it is what, not really good for us, we can create some spaces around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on edit session over here. Okay, and then go to the advanced section of it, and then also advanced settings of it, and then also what, increase or decrease the padding around it. So I'm going to go to advanced over here, and then unlink the padding, and then the top padding I'm going to give it, let's say 40, then also the bottom padding I'm going to give it 40. So guys, as you can see, there are spaces in between. If you want to make it what, 50, you can still make it 50. Okay, so now what else do we do? So let's click over here and then create some spaces between. Okay, so the column gap, I'm gonna make it what, wide. Yeah, so that there'll be a little bit of space in between. So guys, as you can see, we've done our third column section over here. Now the next one is the portfolio section. Okay, so with the portfolio section, it's also very simple. We're gonna copy and paste. So what we're gonna do is just click on this one, and then we are going to create let me see, is it a 2 column or, okay, yeah, 2 columns. So we're gonna create a 2 column section over here. Now before you even create a 2 column, let's create a 1 column. Okay, so just create the 1 column over here, and then go to the height and make it minimum height, make it 600. Okay, make it 600. Now let's come over here, and then we have to copy this particular one. So copy this one, copy it, come over here, paste it over here. Okay, the same way, copy this one, come over here, and then you paste it over here. Okay, and then the next one, you also copy this one, come over here, and then you paste it over here. So as you can see, all what we need to do is to change the portfolio. So our portfolio, and that is exactly what we need to change. So now that we have our portfolio done, now we can bring in the inner sessions. So what we're going to do is I'm going to copy this whole inner session from here. I'm going to copy this one. So I'll copy this one. Okay, click on copy, scroll down, and then right click over here, and then the paste did not come. Okay, means that we cannot just copy it. So let's try and see again if we can copy. So let's copy, and then let's see if we can paste it. Okay, so we cannot paste it. Okay, so we can paste it over here. So instead of clicking on this one, do not click, just click on the column or the session in it. Okay, and then just click on paste. Yeah, so definitely it will happen. Okay, so that's exactly how you are supposed to do it. So now that we have this one copied, now we're going to delete some of them. So I'm going to delete this one, make it just 2 column session over here, 2 column over here, and then underneath this one also I'm going to delete this one, and then I'm going to delete this one. Okay, now I'll click on this one and then click over here. Now the first one that we're going to work on is the business website, e-commerce, NGO, and then e-commerce. So the business website, which one is the business website? Okay, this one. So we're going to pick this one over here and then insert it over here. So as you can see, we're going to have something like this, and then we can go ahead and then just type in business website. Okay guys, so now that we have this one, we can go ahead and then bring in our e-commerce website. So we're gonna pick this one also, and then just type e-commerce website. Okay, so we have our 2 websites down. Now we can duplicate this once, just duplicate it like this, and then you just change change the image over here. So we're gonna click over here and then change the image. This one is going to be an NGO website. So the same way, you click over here and then you change it, right, NGO website, and then this one will also be another e-commerce website. So we click on it and then we change the image. So I'm going to pick this one over here, and then it's also going to be an e-commerce website. So guys, as you can see, we have our website done. Now you can of course click over here and then go to advanced, and then just give either a padding or a margin, anyhow you want it. So I'm going to give a top margin of 20 so that there will be a little bit of space in it, or let's make it 40. Okay, so there'll be a little bit of space in it. So as you can see, we have our portfolio set up. Now we need a space at the bottom, at the top, and then the bottom. So we're going to click on this edit session over here, and then go to advanced over here, and then we're going to give a padding. So unlink the padding, and then give it 50 at the top, 50 at the bottom. So as you can see, everything is now working perfectly. Now our next one to also work on is the contact. Okay, is the contact. So with the contact, it's also very simple. We use the same background. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here and then copy the same session, this session over here, because we need the background. So we copy this one. It's just the background that we are looking for, and then come over here and then what, paste. Okay, now we can go ahead and delete everything in it. So we can, just click on delete to delete them, because we don't need anything in it. Okay, with this one we're not going to delete. Okay, so let's just delete this one. Okay, so that we're going to have just one column over here, and then we will just right click over here and duplicate the column to make it what, the 2 column over here. Now we will add our contact form over here, and then we're going to add our text over here. Now let's deal with the text first. Okay, so now guys, if you look over here, we have what, we have contact us, and then we have this bar. So it looks like similar to the same one, this one's. Okay, it looks similar to this one. So what we're going to do is we just copy this one. Okay, come over here and then paste it. So instead of in the middle, we're going to position it on the left over here. Okay, and then the same one, copy this one. Okay, copy it, and then come over here and then paste it. So this one also, instead of in the middle, we're going to position it at the left. So as you can see, the portfolio, we're going to make it to contact us. And then we're going to increase the this one a little bit, make it, yeah, this one is quite okay. So we have contact us set up nicely. Now what again do we have to do? The next one we have to do is to bring our text and our other stuff below. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here, and then we're going to look for social icons or whatever it is. So let's say icon box. Okay, so let's say icon box. So you can find icon box over here. Okay, so I'm going to drag in an icon box over here. Okay, so now that I have an icon box over here, now bring the navigator and then locate where the icon box is. So as you can see, this is where the icon box. I want the divider to come just before the icon box, after the icon box, or before the icon box here. So as you can see, just like this one. Okay, I want to have it just like this one over here. So now I can go ahead and then delete this one. So now if you look at the icon box, we have to edit the icon box. Now what is in the icon box that we want? We want the icon and then the description. That is what we want. So I'm going to delete the header over here, and then if you look at the description over here, this is just what telephone numbers. Okay, so and this icon over here, so it's a telephone icon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for maybe phone or something. Yeah, so as you can see, I can get similar one over here. So this is a phone that I need. I'm going to make it over here, and then over here also I'm going to insert this particular thing over here, make it double. Okay, now as you can see, I have brought the cursor down before writing it, but it didn't work. Okay, so to be able to create a break, what you need to do is just typing what I'm typing over here. So I'm going to use this arrow and then write BR, and then just click on this and then bring in this arrow and see if it works. So as you can see, just type in this code over here, just this particular code, and then it's gonna it's gonna bring it down. Okay, bring the next text, the next text that you write down. So now with the icon, this is how it's make, but that's not how we want it. We want it to be on the left. Okay, just like this one, and then we want to position it on the left, so we want it to be something like this. And then let's go to style, and then let's go to content over here, and then with the description of the color, so with the vertical, we want it to be middle. So as you can see, vertical alignment, make sure that you have it in the middle, so that it's going to have everything that you want in the align in the middle for you. Okay, if you make it on top, it will go to the top, so we want it to be in the middle. If you make it on the bottom too, this is how it's going to be like, unless maybe you want it this way. So if you want it this way, then fair enough, you can have it this way. Okay, but if middle is good for you, then you keep it that way. But for us, we're going to make sure that we have it at the bottom, so that it aligns perfectly well the way we want it, because we did not have how do you call it, we did not have a header for it. So that is how we want it. So now I'm going to make it full black over here, and then with this one also I'm going to make it black. Okay, now let's go to the icon also. With the icon also, I'm going to make it full black. So as you can see, this is exactly how you want it. If you want to increase everything, you can increase it. Now let's go to the typography and then change the typography. Instead of Roboto, let's make it Inter. Okay, so we're gonna make it Inter over here. So now as you can see, we have this one done successfully, and change it from maybe to 18. Okay, now everything is good. Now we can duplicate this one, just duplicate it, change this one from contact to, from phone to email, and then email to to location. Okay, so let's go and see if we can find envelope. So we cannot find envelope, so let's see if we can find something like mail or something. Okay, so this is mail over here. Okay, but maybe that is not what we want. So let's say let's just use this one over here. Okay, so let's just use this one, and then just type in our email address over there. So the email address would be, let's say, info@skytechdigital.com. okay, and then with this one we go to style, and then instead of bottom, we're going to position it in the middle, because it is just one item. So instead of the bottom, we're going to make sure that it is positioned in the middle for us. So we also have this one set up, we also have this one done. Now we can go ahead and then duplicate this one also, and then search for the location. So as you can see, this is location. So let's say location. So you can you can search up any location that you want. Look through the thing, any location that you feel is okay for you, you can pick it up and then use it. So I'm going to search through. Okay, so this is the mail ones that we were looking for. Okay, so envelope. So I searched for envelope, but I couldn't find envelope. I don't know why I'm now finding envelope over here. Okay, so I'm just going to use the map location over here. So I'm going to use this one over here. Okay, this one is quite okay. And then with this one, I want to change this one and make it the envelope. Yeah, so it's either this one or this one. Okay, So let me just use this one because this one looks similar to the other one that we did. And then with this one will be what? The location. So with the location, where is the location? This one over here. So I'm just gonna copy this one, come over here, and then bring it over here. So if I want a break to be in it, I type in what my code. I type in my code, bring the code over here, copy this one, come over here, bring the code over here. So I'm going to have something like this. So guys, as you can see, I have something similar like this. Okay, it's not really the icons, we didn't get this really similar one, but then it is almost the same. Your client will not say anything because it is the same thing, the same ideology and everything that you use in designing it. Now the next step is for us to add what a contact form. So now everything that we've done, all what we need to do is to click on what update to update it. So let's go to the dashboard and then let's try and then add a contact form to it. So guys, as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, so it is now left for us to add our contact form to it. So how do we add our contact form? To be able to add our contact form, it's also very simple. Now let's go back to our dashboard. Okay, so now we installed a plugin called Forminator, and that is what we're going to use to add our contact form. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to hover on Forminator over here and then click on Forms. Now as you can see, we don't have any form over here, so we need to create a form. So click over here and then it will ask you what form do you want to create. You want to start from a blank sheet, just click over here. If you are creating a contact form, just click over here. So we are creating a contact form, so we're going to click on this one and then click on continue. Now let's name the form contact and then click on create. Okay, so with the contact form, what does it have? Now our contact form over here have what? Full name, email address, subject, and then message. So exactly what we want. So we just want what? The full name, email address, subject, and message. So with this one, we want to edit it. So click on this over here and then click on what? Edit field. And then instead of the first name, just say full name. Just say full name. Okay. And then if you want a multiple thing, you can do it, but I think this one is quite okay. Now maybe you can give something like John Doe or something. Okay, yeah, this is quite okay. So full name and then click on apply. So as you can see, full name, email address, and then we don't have anything like phone number, so we will delete this one from here. We're gonna delete it. We don't want phone number. Now what we want is want to insert a new field, so we're gonna click over here and then full name, email address, subject, and the message. Is it correct? Email, full name, address, full name, email address, subject, and message. Okay, so we're gonna bring an input text. Okay, so click on this one and insert this one over here, and then we'll say what? Subject. Okay, so let's say the placeholder is going to be subject here. Okay, now you can go to your settings and other things and do other things, but that is not needed. All what we want is what? To apply. So over here we want to drag this one. Okay, so drag it. Okay, so let me just delete this one and then drag this one from here. It was underneath this one. Okay, so drag it to this place. Okay, that is exactly. So we have full name, email address, subject, and then what? Message. Okay, and then your send message what? Button. So that's exactly what we want. Now we have to go and then what? Make it the way we want it, to what? Appear. So if you look at this one over here, how does it appear? Something like this. Okay, so you can make it flat, You can make it what? Bold. You can make material none. You want it to be what? Flat. Okay. And then the colors that we want to use. We want to just change the submit button. So with this one, we want to use our own, the color code that we were using. So I'm gonna just go over here and copy this color code, come back over here, and then just change the color code to the color code that we want. Okay, so this one, and that is it. That is what we want. So whether you hover on it or whatever it is, we still want the same color. Okay, the focus, we still want the same color. Okay, so now that we have this one done, now we can go ahead and then check the behavior. Okay, so what behavior do you want? Thanks for whatever it is. So if you want an adjust or page reload or whatever it is, you can choose the method that you want. But adjust is okay. It means that it will just be running, and then it will give you a message over here that thanks for contacting us, we'll reach out to you shortly. That is it. That is after you've submitted your message. So I think you also can check out the email notification, where the notification will go to. You can add different emails to it, and that is it. And then if you have any integrations in it, you can check it out. All your settings, you can also do that. Now if you think everything is correct, you just need to publish it. So wait for it to publish. Now it is published, so we can copy the code over here and close it. You can also preview it if you want. So now that we've copied the code, now we can go ahead and then create the form over here. So click on this plus button over here and then search for short code. Okay, so we're gonna drag in short code over here. So guys, as you can see, we're gonna paste in the short code that we copied. Okay, so this is what the short code for our our form that we copied. Okay, so we have the short code over here. Now you will not have it exactly as you want it, but it should be similar to what you want. Okay, and that is it. So now that we have the short code over here, now we can we can go ahead, try and then edit the form. So let's try as much as possible to edit the form. So let's give it a padding of, let's say, 20. Okay, so we're gonna give an all-round padding of 20, which is quite not okay, but let's say 30. Yeah, this is quite okay. Okay, so we have something like this. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so now that we have something like this, now what else do we need? We need to go over and then click on border. Now as you can see, we have a solid border, black solid border around this one. Okay, so with the width, what do we want it? So the color should be should be black. Okay, color should be black, and then with the width, we want it to be maybe 4, or 4 is too much. Let's say 2. Okay, 2 is okay. Now we want to give it a border radius, so I'm gonna give it a border radius of 50. Okay, so we're gonna have you cannot see it now because you wouldn't be able to see it now, but you definitely know how it goes. So this is how it's going to be like, which is quite similar to what we created in the other side. Okay, so now guys, as you can see, this is the form. We can go ahead and update it, and then after you update it, we can go ahead and then view everything and see how it looks like. So now let's just scroll down and see the form that we created and see if it is quite okay for us. So Okay, so we can't see it over here. So now let's refresh it again. Okay guys, so as you can see, this is a form that we created. Okay, now if you look at this form, it is similar to this one, but the only thing is there are some few things in it which, and then also the button is rounded, but it's almost similar to what we created. Okay, and that is the most important thing. So in doing this, we've been able to create a form where people can be able to submit their their inquiries and other stuff to us. Okay, and that is it. Now the next one for us to do is to do the header and then the footer. Okay, so let's jump into it and then work on the header and then the footer. Okay guys, so first of all, to be able to create the header that we want, we need to create menu for the header. So we are going to create the main header, the main menu for the main header. Okay, so to do that, we're going to go to the back end of our website, hover on appearance over here and then click on menu. Now we are going to name the menu. We're going to type the name of the menu over here. We're going to name it main menu over here, and then the location is the primary menu, the primary location. So we're going to click on create menu over here. Okay guys, so now that we've created the menu, we need to add menu items to it. So the first thing that we're going to add is as you can see, we only have we only have one page. Okay, so what we're going to add is the home page over here. So we will add the home page to our menu menu items over here. So we're going to have only one menu, but if you look at the website over here, it's really have a lot of menu items. So you have you have the about, the services, the the portfolio, and then contact. So 1 2 3 4. So we're going to do the same thing, but that time around, we're going to use custom links. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to just use the pound sign over here to represent all the custom links that we're going to and then later on we will link them together. So this one is the about over here, and then we're going to click on add, and then the next one is service or services. So we use the pound sign to represent it, and then we click on add. We use the pound sign to represent contact, and then we click on add. So we have 1 2 3 4. So, and then the last one is portfolio. We use the pound sign to also represent the portfolio, and then we click on add. Now let's try and then arrange it so the contact will come with will be the last the last menu item over here. Now let's click on save menu, and then let's go and then check our website and see if the menu is there. So as you can see, we have the menu items over here. Okay, so now to be able to make it make it work, we need to link them to all the other pages or site that we want it, all the other sessions that we want it to be linked to. So to do that, we're going to go over here. Okay, we're going to go to our Elementor page builder. Okay, make sure that you are in your Elementor page builder over here. Now we will have to name all the sessions. Okay, so click on edit session over here, and then go to advanced over here, and then you see this one which says the CSS classes over here, or this one which says the CSS ID. Okay, this is what we're going to use, the CSS ID over here, this particular one, not the class but the ID. Okay, so we're going to use the CSS ID. So name this one whatever you want it. So let's say I want to name this one about. Okay, so I want to name this one about, and then I'll go over here, name this one service. So also over here, I'll name this one service. Make sure you don't add the pound sign to it, and then I'll go over here, name this one portfolio. Okay, and then I'll go over here and then I'll name this one. Also go to advanced and name this one contact. Okay, so now I have what named all my sessions. Now I can go ahead and then click on update to update the session, the page. Now let's go to menus over here, and then as you can see, if we look at the about, it have a custom link over here. Now the names that we give the about session, we're going to add it to the pound sign, which is what about. Okay, now close this one, open this one, and add the name to its services. You do it for all the other other menu items. So over here also portfolio, and then the last one is going to be contact. Okay, so we'll click on save to save the menu. Now let's go back over here, refresh the website. Now let's see if it works. Okay, so if you click over here and we scroll, if we click on it, it will scroll down for us. If we click over here and we click on it, it's supposed to also what scroll down for us. Let's see, this one scrolls down. So if it doesn't scroll down, it means that there is a mistake over somewhere. So let's check this one. Okay, so services doesn't scroll down. So let's go back and then check the services side. What really happened? Okay, so we did not add s to it. Okay, so as you can see, there was no s, so it doesn't really communicate to the session. Now let's go back over here and then just refresh the website and let's see if it will work. So let's click on services, and as you can see, it goes back to services. So now we have been able to link this one. Now we have to make sure we design the header to suit the header that we have in this design over here. So to do so, we're going to click on customize over here. Okay, or if you are the back end over here, go to hover on appearance and then you see customize over here. I'm going to open it in a new tab, so you can click on it or open it in a new tab for it to open, so that we can be able to customize our header and then our footer. Okay guys, so now that our header and footer is our customization side is opened, what we need to do is to go ahead and then configure the header or customize the header. So what we're going to do is click on header over here. As you can see, there are 3 headers. We have the top row header, the main row header, and then the bottom header. Now what we are concerned about is the top row and then the main row. Okay, so first of all, we're going to change the logo. So go over here and then just click on logo. Okay, instead of logo and title, change it to logo over here and then select your logo. Now as you can see, this is the logo that we are using. We're going to select it and then skip cropping so that it doesn't crop the logo. So as you can see, this is what our logo perfectly done over here. Now the next one we want to do is also to add a button to the header. So we're going to click over here and then you see a button over here. Just click on it to add a button, and then click on the ranch icon or the settings icon over here to edit it. So we're going to go over here and then change this one to what does it say over here? It says what? It says get a quote. So we'll go over here and then write get a quote. It should be capital here. So get a quote. Okay, and then we will link it to the contact page, contact session. So that is how it's going to be like. So as you can see, get a get a quote, the contact, it will link to the contact. Now we are done with it. We have to style the button. Okay, so whichever way you want it, you can go to design over here, and then the color that you want to use, you can choose the color. So with this button, what color do we have over here? It's the same color that we use throughout with our website. So I'm going to copy it and then paste it over here and then use it. Okay, so even if somebody hover on it, that's the same color I want. So exactly this one. So okay, so this one should change. So this one should be white. Okay, sorry, this one is the font color, and this one is the background color that we want. Okay, so this one should be like this. Yes. Okay, so now after this one we want a border radius. So we want a border radius of, let's say, 50. Okay, so something like this. And now the font, we want to change it. Okay, so we select the font. Now let's look for the inter font that we use. Okay, and then it's supposed to be not regular but a little bit bold like this here, and that is exactly what we want. So we've gotten this one set up. Now what we need to do is also change the um customize the menu, or style the menu items over here. So we're going to click on the settings icon over here, click on it, and then just go to design over here, and then make sure that you change it to black. Change the color to black. Change everything to the way you really want it. So I'm going to change the color, also the hover color and all those things, and then this one also I'm going to make it like this. So as you can see, it will be something like this. Okay, now with the font also, I'm going to change it to the inter that we are using. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. Okay, so guys, as you can see, everything is working perfectly fine for us over here. Now we can go ahead and then we'll click on publish to publish it. Now we're going to deal with the top row. So with the top row, first of all, we want to make the top row background as black. Okay, so first of all, let's make the top row background with black. Okay, and then let's add something to it. So what we're going to add is just an HTML something that we can just add something to it. Okay, so just something like this, and then not just too much black, but let's make it, yeah, something like this. Okay, and then over here we'll go into it, and then we enter any text that we want to enter over here. So as you can see on this side, the text written over here is this one. I'm going to copy it, and then for inquiries, contact, blah blah blah, will be over there. And then let's go to design over here, then change the font to white. Okay, and then let me go back again, change the font to white. Okay, and then the font family, we're going to use the inter, and then the style, we're going to say, yeah, regular is okay, and then let's go to here. We want it to be all the size and everything is quite okay, but it is a little big, so I'm going to just reduce it to, let's say, 14. Okay, 14 is quite okay. And then the link, no underline. Okay, now I'm going to come back over here. Let me see, going to go to style. Okay, so let me make it 300. Okay, so 300 is quite okay. And then let me check over here. Okay guys, so that is exactly how we're going to do it. Now the next one we're going to add also is the social icon. So we're going to click over here to add the social icons to it. So as you can see all the social icons over here. Now if you look over here, this is how the social icons really looks like. So we're going to make it the same thing. Okay, also over here. So we'll go ahead and then edit it, the Facebook, Twitter, and then Instagram. Go ahead and then just edit it. So let's go to the social icons over here, click on social over here, and then you can design it the way you want it. Okay, so if you want to give much space in it, you can give that space in it. And then let's go to design. And then the icon size, you can reduce it to any size that you want. Okay, depending on the size that you really want. but I'm going to go over here, and then I'm just going to check on the padding. Okay, so I'm going to say maybe 20, let's say 10 on top, and then bottom also 10, and then over here also 20, or let's say 100. Okay, so 20 on the other side, or let's say 40 on the other side. Okay, and then also 20 on the other side, or let's say 40 on the other side. So this is exactly how I want it to be. Okay, so that there will be some kind of spaces on top and down. Now I can also go ahead and even make here 5, and also make here maybe 5. Okay, something like this. But I can go ahead and then style the social. So I click on the ranch icon over here to be able to style the social icons. So I go to design over here, and then I can go ahead and then the background colors, what I want to do is to make it white. Okay, pure white. And then if I look at this one over here, okay, it is similar to this this one, just that this one, the Instagram is in the middle, and then this one is in the at the back. Okay, so basically that is it. So and then let's make it, when you hover, you're gonna have the icon color. Okay, so I'm gonna change this one. I'm gonna pick this one. Let me just copy this over here, come back over here, and I'm pasting the color code over here, so that anytime I hover on this one, I'm gonna have something like this. Okay, that's exactly what I want. So I think if all is okay, then we are good to go. At the top there, we can just go ahead and publish it. Okay, just go ahead and publish it. So we are good to go at the top. Now we can focus at the bottom over here. Now it is also very simple to focus on the bottom. It is either you click over here to go ahead and then edit the bottom over here, or you go to footer over here. Okay, click on general over here, and then you can work on whatever you want to work. Now since we don't have any footer navigation and other things, now what we need to do is to concentrate on the footer bottom over here, the bottom row, which is this one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead for the bottom row color, choose the color that we want for that particular bottom row. So if I look at it, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, now if I'm okay with it, I click on okay. Now I can go ahead with the copyright over here. Now if you look at the copyright on this one, it says powered. So we're gonna copy this one. It says at 2023 powered by blah blah blah. Okay, so the same thing over here, we can make this one a little bit bigger. Okay, remove the team credit from here. Okay, and then let me just paste this one, and then just remove this one from here, and then make it something like this. Now of course you can't see it because unless we go to design over here, and then the font we change it to white. So as you can see, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, and then we can just underline this one, highlight this one, and then link it to our website digital, and then we can just link it to our website over here. So as you can see, it's going to be this one, but we don't want it to underline. So if you go to design over here, we can see that we don't want the style to no underline. Okay, and then the link colors, we want it to be the color that we are using, which is this particular color over here, the FE7 color code. So I'm going to pick it over, make it this way, and then as you can see, we have done it exactly this way, just that this place is bigger. So what we can do is we can go ahead and then click over here, and then try and reduce the column spacing. Okay, so you can reduce the top over here and reduce the bottom over here to make it just like this one, and then you can publish it, and you are good to go. So guys, as you can see, if I come over here and then I refresh it, I'm going to have a newly created one-page website done for myself. So guys, as you can see over here, this is what our newly created one-page website done for ourselves. We have everything done successfully, and we are good to go. Okay, so if there is a glitch over here, don't worry, you can go ahead and then solve that problem by going to the top over here, and then making sure that everything is as you want it. So let's click over here, go to advanced over here, unlink the padding over here, then remove the top from here. Let's update it and see if it still works or it's still behaving the same way. Sometimes it is just a glitch, it will go. So guys, as you can see, it's still not really working, and I know it is definitely a glitch, and it will definitely go, so there's no need to worry about it. So this is how you can be able to create this one-page website using WordPress. So this is how you'll be able to convert your Figma website into this particular one-page website that we created. So I hope this video helps you to learn new skills today. If you haven't watched the previous video, please go ahead and then watch it so that you can be able to recreate this same video over here. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. My name is Kobe. Bye bye.